Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Journey of an Average Gamer, Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Mass Effect 1. Now, if you've downloaded the Legendary Edition, you're going to realize it's going to come with all three games, but this is going to be the walkthrough for the first game. Now, this walkthrough can be used for the original Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 copies for the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 console, but the only difference between the two is that the achievements are different. So all you have to do really is consult the achievement list for the original game, and you'll be able to get those achievements with no problem because this guide actually shows you how to get everything. So that's going to be a good way to get a lot of achievements and get your achievement points up because that's the kind of guy I am. So I've played the original and I've gotten the achievements for the newer game. So when it comes to Mass Effect is by far one of my favorite video game franchises of all time. One, because it has a great story. Two, it's space, which is right up my alley. And three, depending on how you play the game, will affect how the story plays out. So you can actually import your character from the first game to the second game, and then from the second game to the third game. So you have a complete trilogy that was a story composed of decisions that you made. So it gives you a little bit more personality when it comes to how you tailor your gameplay. So depending on how you play the game will determine how the game plays out. You want to be mindful of your decisions. So to our for when it comes to our reminders tab, we're going to remember one, be mindful of the decisions that you make when it comes to these things. So, one, you're going to want to talk to everybody in between or after every main mission. Now, when it comes to Mass Effect 1, there's not that many main missions. There's probably about maybe 5 or 6, 7 at the most main missions. So, if you play through the main missions and you ignore the secondary achievements, you'll blow through this game pretty quickly. The secondary assignments is what takes up a lot of the time when it comes to playing this game. So, be mindful of that. Doing this, talking to all of your crew members after every mission, will further your relationship with each character to the point where now you can unlock their secondary assignments. So let's say, for example, if you talk to Garrus after every main mission, eventually you're going to get to the point where he talks to you about Dr. Salion. And when you in depth talk to him about Dr. Salion, it's going to unlock that secondary assignment, which is Dr. Salion. And then you'll be able to get that secondary assignment. Same thing with Rex's family armor and Tali's pilgrimage. So make sure you talk to every character. Now, if you want to actually play the game and have a romance with someone, then you're going to be mindful of how you interact throughout the game. Because depending on the decisions that you make, you can actually have a relationship with someone or not have a relationship with someone. Or you can start off wanting to have a relationship with somebody, and because of your decision making, completely screw it up, and now you don't have a relationship with anybody. So, depending on whether or not you're male shepherd or fem shepherd, will determine, and your decision making will determine whether or not you have a relationship towards the last mission or not. So be mindful of that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make a Paramore video, which is going to be playing after this one. So that way you know what to do and what not to do if you want to have a relationship with a particular person, depending on your character. Also, in order to max out your Paragon or your Renegade, especially if you're playing under the settings of the original game and not the Legendary Edition, because you can actually switch back and forth, you're going to actually need to play the game twice. So, playing it twice will allow you to max out your Paragon or your Renegade points. Now, because of this, there's actually two conditional missions in the game. Like, say, for example, in my playthrough, I'm actually going to have a relationship with Ashley and I'm going to be a Paragon. So, as a result, if my Paragon points are above 80%, it will allow me to access the Besiege base mission. Now, you can go down to the planet, you can get all of the resources on the planet, but if I'm not 80% Paragon, I'm not going to be able to go in that main base and beat the enemy. Same thing when it comes to the negotiations, the UNC negotiations mission. If you don't have an 80% renegade point, you're not going to be able to go into the main base. You can harvest everything on the planet, but you're not going to be able to go into that main base. So be mindful of that on your playthrough. So if you're somebody of a completionist like me, you're going to play the game more than one time. As a matter of fact, I've played the original Mass Effect 4 times, And then this one I've already played it 3 times. So be mindful of that. I'm also going to make a secondary video when it comes to the archivist achievement. And the reason being is that if you actually watch this playthrough that I'm going to be playing, I actually made one big mistake. And if you're trying to get the codex entry for the Protheans, there's only one place in the game to get the codex entry for the Protheans, and that's going to be at the very beginning of the game. So you can actually get the archivist achievement before you even leave the Citadel the first time. But if you miss this part, you can't go back and get that codex entry for the Protheans. So I'm going to make a separate video for that. So if you're listening to this, make sure that you check out that video so that way you don't waste time not asking about the Protheans, so you can actually get that information data on that species earlier. So guys, I hope you enjoy this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next journey.
Congratulations, Commander.